Donald Trump is throwing another tantrum after day 3 of his criminal trial, and he wants you to watch it. He wants you to watch him whine about how cold he feels, how freezing it is in the courtroom. He wants you to hear him complain, or his supporters. He wants them to hear him whine. Oh, they love when he just whines and complains. Here's Donald Trump's post right here, and let me show you the video of Donald Trump from this press conference that he held, or the statements that he made. Here he's whining about how cold he is, how freezing it is in the courtroom. Play this clip.
And it's a shame. It's a shame. And I'm sitting here for days now, from morning till night, in that freezing room. Freezing. Everybody was freezing in there. And all for this, and this is your result. Look at that. Each one of them a story. And it's very unfair. Very bad thing. Very bad thing. The whole world is watching this hoax.
Again, this man whines about everything, if you could even call him that. Here, Donald Trump's lawyers had to give him a picture book because he keeps harassing or threatening or intimidating witnesses, and he keeps on falling asleep. So his lawyers had to quite literally make a picture book for him that consists of the headlines of various Fox hosts and right-wing media hosts that have said nice things about Donald Trump, so he can flip through his picture book. And he goes out when he gives this press conference, and he goes through this little picture book that his lawyers made for him to try to distract him and keep him awake. Here, play this clip.
In New Hampshire, I'm supposed to be in Georgia, I'm supposed to be in North Carolina, South Carolina, I'm supposed to be in a lot of different places campaigning. But I've been here all day on a trial that really is a very unfair trial. These are all stories. This is over the last few days from legal experts. This is Wall Street Journal editorial. But all of these are stories from legal experts saying how this is not a case. The case is ridiculous. There's another one. The case is a ridiculous Trump indictment. It's missing fraud. There is no fraud. All of these stories are stories of how, and these are done by the experts and editorials. Bragg falsified business record, and he falsifies them. He's the one. He's the fraud. But take a look at all of these are stories. You see them here. Bragg's indictment even falls as an indictment. All of them. Bragg crosses the Rubicon, indicting Trump on nonsense.
Here he is going through his picture book again right here. Play this clip.
That's a nice headline. I'd like to read that one too. But every one of them lies about the case. Justice is on trial. You know, the whole world is watching this New York scam.
And here he lists some of the names of the individuals who these headlines are attributed to, and they're all like hosts of Fox. It's just the Fox lineup. And he goes, look at this headline and look at this headline. Here, play this clip.
Jonathan Turley, Greg Jarrett, Andrew McCarthy. Every one of them saying they call it a zombie case, meaning it is no case. And they say, is it constitutional? They don't think the case is. These are all stories that have taken place over the last few days. Take a look at.
And here he seems to say that every one of the people who are in this picture book, you know, Donald Trump can't say these sentences correctly, but so here he says, they're all lying about the case. Here, watch this.
But it shouldn't go right because they have no case. And that's what this is all about. And it really is a shame. This country is devolving into a third world country between having no borders, having no justice, we have no justice, and having a press that doesn't want to cover the facts. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
So that was more whining from Donald Trump here as he says that everything is this is all a sham. This is bringing shame to New York. Play this clip.
The whole thing is a mess, and you have the leading candidate and leading crooked Joe Biden by a lot. He's the one that should be in trial. He's a crook. You got a crooked president. He should be in trial with all the stuff he's done in his family. He should be in trial, but he's the one in charge. His top people are here, working with the DA's office to make sure everything goes right.
And I'm going to show you some clips of President Biden in a moment, so don't you worry. But here, Donald Trump says that Biden should be here. Biden should be criminally prosecuted. Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think President Biden did what you did there. I mean, you were the one who had sex with the porn star while your wife had just given birth, and then you wanted to cover it up to interfere with the 2016 election by making hush money payments that classified those payments as legal fees when they were hush money payments. And you had to do that because the National Enquirer, which was engaged in a catch and kill scheme whereby they would acquire the life rights and story rights to other women you had sex with while your wife was pregnant, they said, wait a minute, we may be committing tax fraud here, so we can't do this any further, so you're going to have to find another way to do it. So Trump's like, I'll do the hush money payments as legal fees. That's why you're here, because you committed crimes, and really disgusting ones.
I'm a cat person, and I'm proud of it. They say happy cat, happy life. Something like that. Cats are a great companion, and my cats bring me so much joy. So the least I can do is feed them the best cat food money can buy. This podcast is sponsored by Smalls. Now, if you're a listener of this show, you know that my cat cannot live without Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you'd find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why veterinarians.org rates Smalls 10 out of 10 for their ingredient quality. My cats prefer Smalls way more than their previous cat food. Now, I legitimately did a taste test, put two bowls side by side, and then they immediately went to Smalls. And here's an extra plus. My cat's breath is so much better, and their fur is much softer ever since I switched to Smalls. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. A few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats across the US. After making the switch to Smalls, 90% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. That's a big deal. Now, the team at Smalls is so confident that your cat will love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they'll refund you if your cat won't eat their food. Now it's time to make the switch to Smalls. Head to smalls.com/Meidas and use promo code Meidas at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer that you'll find, but you have to use my code Meidas for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code Meidas for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
All right, well, I'll tell you where Biden is. Biden's with the American people, and here's a moment that's gone viral where a man tells President Biden how, frankly, President Biden's policies in reducing healthcare costs saved his life. Watch this incredible moment. Play the clip.
What's your name?
Bob,
Hey,
I'd
Bob.
like to thank you for lowering the cost of my insulin. It makes a big difference in my
Oh,
life.
God love you. It does. It
It
does.
truly does.
For 2025, no senior will ever have to pay more than $2,000 for every single drug they have.
That is, you don't know how I'm paying almost $5,000 a year and I'm on Medicare.
It's going to go down to a maximum of $2,000.
That's incredible.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
We love you, Mr. President.
God love you.
And President Biden's been touring Pennsylvania, talking about issues, talking about infrastructure, healthcare, values, protecting seniors, protecting women's reproductive rights. He's actually talking about things. What a novel concept. He's talking about policy as a politician. Unlike Donald Trump, who goes, I'm cold, I'm freezing, it's so cold. Here, watch President Biden talk about infrastructure.
Thanks to my bipartisan infrastructure law, we announced over 51,000 new infrastructure projects all across America. So far, we're just getting started, including roads, bridges, ports, airports, clean water systems, high-speed, affordable internet, all across America. You may remember my predecessor promised infrastructure week after week after week for 4 years and never built a damn thing. Nothing. No, I'm serious. Nothing. And by the way, these projects are going to be using American-made material like American steel, American concrete, creating good paying American jobs, union jobs. Why? As I said, I already said it, but since the 30s, the law said we could do that. And that's exactly what I'm doing. And we're buying American. We are selling American. It's all about America. We buy America. And past administration, including my predecessor, failed to uphold that Buy America provision. Not anymore. That's over.
Now, here's President Biden talk about his vision for America. Play this clip and how his vision's very different from a very dark vision by Donald Trump. Play this clip.
And that we have an obligation to each other to leave no one behind, to give hate no safe harbor. It's up to all of us to preserve and protect the very idea of America. You know, we're unique in America and world history. We're the only nation founded on an idea. Every other nation in the world is founded on geography, ethnicity, race, religion, except us. Think about it. The idea was we hold these truths to be self-evident. But all men and women are created equal in the image of God, deserve to be treated equally throughout their lives. We've never fully lived up to it, but we've never walked away from it. We've never walked away from it. And we're not going to walk away from it now. Today, we face another inflection point in history. The 2024 election about two fundamentally different visions for America. Donald Trump's vision is one of anger, hate, revenge, and retribution. He embraces the insurrectionists of January the 6th. He's running on it. And as mentioned already, he promised to be a dictator on day one, his own words. And he called for, you know he means it. And he calls for another bloodbath when he loses again.
Here, President Biden talks about sacrifice, and he shares a very personal story with him. Play the clip.
And then my son volunteered to go to Iraq for a year, and he came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. And they gave, like many of you, risked your lives, and you know people who gave their lives for the country. They're heroes. But one of the things that as I was doing that today, I was reminded of what my opponent said in Paris not too long ago. They asked him to go visit American grave sites. He said no, he wouldn't do it because they were all suckers and losers. I'm not making that up. Staff who lives and acknowledge it today. Suckers and losers. That man doesn't deserve to have been the commander-in-chief for my son, my uncle. So folks, we got a lot of work to do, but I'm confident we can do it, and I mean it. I've never been more optimistic about our possibilities as a nation. So let's go out and get them. Remember, we're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity, nothing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So whereas Donald Trump was saying, I'm so cold, it's freezing, and was playing with a picture book that his lawyers made for him, President Biden talking about health care, infrastructure, a vision to protect our democracy, sacrifice. Now, what's Lara Trump, the head of the RNC, because it's all got to be run by Donald Trump, right? By the way, they have 0 field offices. The Republicans have 0 field offices in swing states. The Biden campaign has like 450 plus field offices in all of the states because, of course, why would a field office actually help Donald Trump economically? Because all he wants to do is grift. But in any event, you have Lara Trump out there, and just listen to her own words. She says what Donald Trump wants is scorched earth. He's going to give you scorched earth. Play this clip.
He showed us a whole lot that we didn't know was going on within the media, within Washington, D.C. He exposed a lot of people, so they have to do everything they can to keep him out of that White House because they know Donald Trump gets in for 4 more years. The jig is up for them. The gloves are off. There are no holds barred here. He is going full throttle. He's not worried about winning another election. It's 4 years of scorched earth when Donald Trump retakes the White House.
All right, so while Biden's talking about healthcare, infrastructure, democracy, sacrifice, You've got Lara Trump, the head of the RNC, talking about scorched earth. You've got one of the Arizona GOP leaders bragging about their 1864 law that will lock up doctors and women for seeking reproductive health care. Play this clip.
Defending the law.
We have the best law possible on the books right now.
The 1864 law is the best law possible.
Yes.
A law that makes abortion impossible for women in every circumstance except for to save a mother's life.
Arizona is a pro-life state, and that law was put into place by people that believe in the sanctity of life.
Arizona, one of 21 states to ban or severely restrict abortion since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Donald Trump has boasted of nominating 3 of the 5 justices who overturned Roe.
We broke Roe v. Wade, and we did something that nobody thought was possible. We gave it back to the states, and the states are working very
And here is Republican Congress member Dan Crenshaw. This is a Republican saying, this is a fairly conservative Republican who served in the military, Dan Crenshaw. And here's Dan Crenshaw, Republican, saying that his colleagues, Republicans, support Vladimir Putin so much that they want to get rid of the Speaker of the House, who's a MAGA Mike Johnson, because they want to help Putin. And if Mike Johnson is introducing legislation to fund Ukraine, that wouldn't help Putin. This is a Republican saying the Republicans want to help Putin destroy Ukraine and destroy Europe. Think about that. This is a Republican saying it. Play this clip.
I guess their reasoning is they want Russia to win so badly that they want to oust the speaker over it. I mean, it's a strange position to take. I think I think they want to be in the minority too. I think that's an obvious reality. I'm still trying to process all the bullshit.
So just to recap, you have Donald Trump whining about being cold and given a picture book like a little petulant child. You've got President Biden talking about healthcare infrastructure, democracy, and sacrifice. Then you have Republican leadership talking about scorched earth, praising Arizona's 1864 law, and a Republican saying that his colleagues in the House of Representatives want to help Vladimir Putin. The contrast should be clear. That's their own words. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you so much for watching.
Enough! Send him to the big house, not the White House. Get the new exclusive tees, mugs, and stickers right now at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.